Hi, it's Stephen here with the final Hammers Chat Patron player rating Hammer of the Month from the 2025-2026 season, a season which was a long season and didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but on we go. I'm going to do this video and then look at the player ratings over the whole season and do a Hammer of the Year video, which it might take a few days to sort out, but it will be with you shortly. And then I'll look at some people have asked me for their own individual ratings over the year, and I will get that to you. But please be patient with me. Okay, so we had 4 games in May: Brentford away, Arsenal at home, Newcastle away, and Leeds at home. So let's progress. That's the scale that everybody's familiar with, so I'm not going to speak about that. And those are the 3 different ways which I'll present some data. I'll speak in a little bit more detail about that when I do the Hammers Chat player of this season. But let's look at man of the matches. And Tati got 3 out of the 4 awards, and Mavropanos got the man of the match against Arsenal with quite a high score, 7.8, especially considering we lost it, albeit controversially, but he got a good score. But Tati wins the man of the match competition. He also wins the average ratings per appearance competition with an average rating for every match of 6.6, every match that he played in 6.6, which quite a big gap really from him to Mavropanos, 6.6 to 6.2. And at the bottom there you've got Pablo with Nuno. I always include Nuno, even though I always include managers, even though it's a player ratings, but always look at the manager's score as well, and highlight it in a different colour. 18, as I say, 18 players that we used, and there were most players scored less than a 5 over from an average perspective in their games, which is disappointing. I'm going to look at the time on the pitch, and there we are. It's interesting that Mavropanos, although he only got 6.2 from an average rating score, he spent a lot of time on the pitch, and more time than Tati, who but spent 78% of the available time on the pitch. Does that contribute to who gets the Hammer of the Month? Well, no. Tati scrapes it with 6.26 if you take into account ratings and time on the pitch, and Mavropanos 6.21 comes in second. And they're the figures, and there's the graph. Actually, I made the figures a little bit bigger than the previous months because they were a bit hard to see. But the figures you can see for the players. So Tati wins from a man of the match point of view, highest average ratings per appearance, and bearing in mind the time played. So he will win, or he wins, the Hammer of the Month in May. Other things that I looked at. Who did we agree on when we were rating the players? The player that we agreed on most was Kyle Walker-Peters, and he also got the most consistent ratings on a game-to-game basis. So he is Mr. Consistency. He used to be Disassi, now it's Walker-Peters towards the end of the season. player with the highest rating, again, I've said that before, was Mavropanos. He got 7.8 against Arsenal. The person that we most disagreed on over the month was Nuno as a manager. But if you if you only look at the players, it was Pablo. And unfortunately, the person with the lowest rating in over all those 4 games was Jared, with a very low rating of 2.4 for his game against Newcastle. Right, there we are. Tati gets Hammer of the Month in May. There's a list of all the previous months. But congratulations to Tati. I hope we can keep him. We shall see. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I hope we can keep him for next season. I think he'll do well. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play further for us next season. Anyway, that's it. I'll get on with the Hammer of the Year calculations now, and I will see you soon. Thank you ever so much.